And joining us now from Reagan National is the man at the center of the screening procedures storm, TSA Administrator John Pistole. John, good morning.
Good morning, Harry.
If people are heading to the airports, if they're heading there today, what is the single best piece of advice to get them through the screening process as quickly as possible?
Partnership, Harry. It really comes down to being prepared, knowing what to expect, and then just working in partnership with the men and women of TSA who just want to get you to your destination safely, securely.
I've been talking, a lot of folks have been talking about this around the office the last couple of days. There are so many myths about this, not the least of which is, well, you know, the TSA guys, he's standing there, he can see your, you know what. To demythify this process a moment and explain that somebody is in another room looking at this stuff. They never see your face.
No, there's been so much out there, Harry. I appreciate the opportunity. That is misinformation. So obviously, if you go through an advanced imaging technology machine, which is there are about 70 airports, almost 400 machines now, it is a blurred image. It's not a photograph or anything like that. It's a blurred image of the body seen by a security officer in another area, in a room, and that person never sees the passenger, and the security officer dealing with passenger never sees that image. The images are not stored, they're not capable of being stored or transmitted, and obviously no cell phone cameras or anything are allowed in those security rooms.
And the difference
between... So we tried to build in those privacy.
And the difference between this technology and the technology that we're so accustomed to over the last couple of years is this can see things that the other technology can't, especially, for instance, the sort of explosive that the guy was landing at Detroit Airport had in his underwear last Christmas.
That's right, Harry. It detects things that the walk-through metal detector that we all know does not detect, such as the Christmas Day bomber who had that explosive device that was all non-metallic, so he could literally walk through the walk-through metal detector. If he did not have a thorough pat-down, he could get on that plane and kill everybody on board. So that's what we're trying to avoid.
All right, this has created its own sort of tempest in a teapot, maybe even a little bigger than that. There are many people who are suggesting that the government is overreaching its bounds with both the kind of scanner and the pat-downs that come as a result of opting out. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think everybody wants to arrive safely, so everybody agrees on that. It's a balance between privacy and security, and as we've said, reasonable people can disagree about that. The most recent Gallup poll which just came out, I understand, indicates that 71% of the people who travel on a somewhat regular basis support our efforts to keep everybody safe and balancing the security with those privacy protections we have in place.
And last but not least, at the minimum, if you had it to do over again, would you have mounted some sort of public relations campaign to sort of roll this out in a way that the traveling public would have said, oh, I get it, this is coming and this is what I can expect?
Yeah, Harry, we talked about that, and I made the decision not to do that because I was concerned that we would be not only informing everybody as we wanted to, but we'd also be informing terrorists that we had gaps in our security that we were trying to shore up. So it was a balance, and I went with that decision to try to keep everybody safe.
All right. John Pistole, thanks for your time this morning.